Hello, it's your girl MC Leah up in the his house. And I got something to say.
This is Malia-Arrayah, and today's show is coming to you from my air mattress that I sleep on. And today I wanted to do something completely different, but also not so different. I don't understand this question that I will share with you. Is a simple one, very blatant, very unvague, and not general at all. Malia, or as I tend to hear it, wow, you're tall, girl. This question is, do you like being tall? I just want to say, what do you want me to say? Okay? Malia, do you like to be tall? Sandra, do you like to have gray hair? Sandra, do you like to have a weird looking pinky finger? Sandra, are you happy about your buck teeth? It's a physical attribute. It's uncontrollable. I mean, I could chop my legs off, but that wouldn't solve the problem now, would it?
Because my arms will be super long still. And everybody would be like, Malia, do you like to have really long arms?
Look, I'm going to be completely honest here. Let me take you back in time, because when I was a little kid, I used to get thrown out of jump rope teams because people didn't want me jumping rope because they couldn't swing the jump rope over my head. Hurt my feelings real bad, but I was in conflict management, so I was like, yo, totally, you are not cool. I think I should be able to jump rope too. You know, top of that, got this crazy haircut when I was in like 3rd or 4th grade. I loved my long hair. My mom cut it short, said, you're gonna be just like Demi Moore in Ghost and so pretty. No, I look like a boy. And everybody thought I was a boy. And I cried on the chopping block. I cried on the hair chair. I don't know what it's called. What do you call a chair that you get your hair chopped off and you're scarred for life? That was my youth, and I got made fun of every single year. I was called a 10th grader in the 3rd grade by my peers and by the 6th graders. I was the tallest girl in elementary school, in the whole school, in 5th grade. I did play volleyball, but that was just for 1 year, because who wants to wear spandex in front of everybody? All the perverts. Yeah, I said it. Perverts. So I opted for basketball. I was good, okay? I played good. I beat them on the court, and then I ran and stole the ball, and then I got tripped by one. And my elbow got scraped. That has nothing to do with being tall, but do you see how my mind works? It just goes. Anyways, I've always felt like a very dark outcast to the world of the world, pretty much. I had this issue wanting to fit in because I didn't know what that was like. I mean, I'm like 10 different races. I'm Mexican. I don't speak Spanish. My family speaks Spanish and embarrasses themselves because they sound not so Spanish. But they can speak it. I just can't. I speak English and I speak truth. And so right now I'm just going to be honest with you. When people ask me, do you like to be tall, Malia? My mind is racing everywhere because I can't decide if I really like to be this tall, because everybody stares at me and I hate being stared at like some tall circus freak. And let me be frank. I'm wondering about the word frank. Anyways, do I like being tall? You know, a lot of times it's pretty fun because people are kind of afraid of me. I'm not even going to lie. But you know what I'm saying? There's a respect that goes along with being really tall that I find very, gonna itch my ear, that I find very fascinating. When it comes to things like shopping, for clothes, for shoes, fitting into tables and desks, and no, that's when being tall isn't fun. When I'm not feeling 100% confident for whatever reason, and it seems like everybody, I feel like I'm so exposed. I really do. I walk outside and everybody's just like, whoa! And I'm like, yo, did the apocalypse just happen? Because what is everybody looking? Oh, did I just sit in some gum? Do I got boogers all over my face? I don't know. I don't know how to read the situation. I don't know if I look funny or if I should be comical. Yo, I'm super tall. I hit my head. Ouch. Okay. Next, I want to talk about being tall and dealing with being a woman and then noticing how men react to me. It's very interesting because on one hand it's me and I'm kind of already sarcastic and I like to have a fun time, so I'm a jokester, but the world doesn't operate in the way my brain thinks for the most part. So things I do is just like, what, Malia? Stop it. I went to go walk into the doors and I seen all these people walking out, mostly men, dressed in suits, very kind of older, probably 50s or 60s, let's be honest. They're probably in their 30s. Anyways, so I went to go walk and I saw all these people coming through, so I went and I grabbed the door and I pulled it open. And I made my arm out. Here you are. And they must have they looked at me like I committed murder. I mean, who is this girl? And why is she opening the door? They said. Actually, they said, you're a lady. You shouldn't open the doors for men. And then I got real confused and reflected on that all day and felt very embarrassed. And then one of my friends was like, Malia, get together, okay? This is the 21st century and women open the doors for men. Okay, all right. So basically what I'm saying is being tall and being a woman is a little bit confusing because in our society here in America, men are supposed to be the strong and tall and men. But then I'm really tall and I'm a woman and I feel very strong inside. Woman, right? And that's something that I've been thinking about lately because I find it very interesting in our society. You watch TV, I mean, I'm in the entertainment industry, so of course I pay attention to the kinds of roles that are on the shows now, and I gear it towards, you know, what kind of what kind of screenplays do I want to create, and what kind of characters do I see, how do I see a woman within a script, you know? How could I impact in any way what, you know, showing a different perspective of what it's like to be a really tall woman in a place where tall men are seen as the money makers or the strong ones, the ones that people should rely upon for everything. That's what our society has been about for hundreds of years, and I'm just kind of stuck. I feel like I'm just being stuck in, I just was stuck into this giant body without permission, just over here hitting the walls and running into things. My limbs are just so long, you know? Anybody else feel me out there? You know, we can't control what we look like. We don't know, you know what, we don't know why we look the way we do. We have the skin that we do. We have the race or ethnicity, the dreams that we have. And I find that also very interesting. that we're also visual when the basis of all of our ideas come from some place that we can't see. Yet anyways, that's a different topic. It does coincide with the question of, Malia, do you like being tall? Because I think about the world in a different sense, that not everything that is something to be liked or to not be liked. Some things are just are. Like the way that our bodies are right now in this moment. They just are. We're here, we're alive, we just are. We're like trees. Trees just are. They're just there. Why are you a tree? I don't know. The tree doesn't answer. That's one of the questions that I don't like to be asked, really. I mean, it's kind of a silly question. It just hides the real thing that you're trying to say. You're asking me, Malia, do you like to be tall? Do you really want to know if I like to be tall, or do you have something else that you want to say? Do you want to say, I really wish I was tall? But that's not what you really want to say. You really want to say, I'm unhappy with myself and I really need you to encourage me right now, because that's really what I hear when somebody says, I wish I was tall. Because I don't wish I was short. I don't. Even with all these clothing issues, with all these, all the years I was made fun of, excluded from, talked about, laughed at still, because I'm so tall and people find it hilarious, so I think it's funny. At least you're laughing. Laughing is joyful energy put into the universe, so whatever. At least put me in a joke so I can know. Maybe I can make it funnier. I don't know. Funny face. I find it funny how there's no wall for me. Anybody can really ask me anything and feel comfortable, but with other physical attributes, it's seen as something, it's not correct. You're not supposed to ask, do you like to be white, or do you like to be black? Those things you don't ask about. I don't know why. Why don't you ask about them? But it's okay to comment on my height, because that's seen as something cool, and you're so cool. You're even cooler if you play basketball, because that's like money. Women get money, right? No, that's not right. You should go look up the statistics, because women in basketball, let's just be honest, people think that women's basketball is a joke for the most part. I mean, not all people, but the majority of people think that women's basketball is a joke. And why? Why? Because they're strong and they have muscles, and you're constantly comparing a woman to a man. Why? We're two different genders. We're very different. And I don't want to go into that topic because it gets very gray, but everybody is who they are and should not be compared to another person, whether they are a man or woman or transgender, anything. We're all different. We have our own minds, yet we're all the same and we're all connected. So I don't understand, what is this go round and round and round circles? We're all going to go around in circles and fight the same battles that we're all fighting, because we all want to be right. We all want everybody to think the way we do, essentially, when we're not allowing each other to be and to speak and to say what we feel in that moment, because most of the times that we speak are in the moment, and we're constantly expanding, constantly changing. But I wanted to share with you why it is not a simple question to me. Being tall isn't simple. I have a different perspective of life. Let's embrace that word, but let's also embrace the word connectivity and difference. Two of the same. And I want to thank you for watching this episode. I hope that if you have anything, to add to what I was talking about, if you connect, if you relate, if you have more to say, if you want to express yourself in some ways, feel free to do so on the comments below. Like or dislike, I really don't mind. Tell a joke if you want to. Be yourself. If you can answer, do you like to be tall? tall, or if you have anything else that you wanted to expand upon, do it. Freedom, baby. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. This is Malia-Arrayah, and you were watching Giraffe Life.